let me give you the best advice for anyone who's just about to buy an X5M. Don't, because this exists. And that's not some catchy clickbait intro, that's me being honest with you. The X5 M60i is everything the X5M wishes to be. It's more comfortable, less look at me I've got a fast car, and more look at me I've got a fast car that's actually sophisticated. BMW M cars are fantastic, they really are. I don't think you can buy a better car for the money in terms of the performance department. But for everyday use, they're a bit firm and performance orientated. But this is a jack of all trades. And I think this is one of the best BMWs you can buy on the market right now. And today I'll explain why. I'm Max Haftavani, welcome to Driven Plus. You see, I've driven the X5M, and if you want to watch my review on that car, click on the pop-up banner now. And it's absolutely mental for an SUV. It's that mental it even questions why you buy an M5 over the X5M. But this doesn't do that. This is supposed to be an SUV, and it blends comfort and performance in ways an X5M just doesn't. And therefore, I think it's better. Now, there's one main feature why this car is better than the X5M, and that's its suspension. The M60i comes with air suspension, but it is an optional extra, and it's just so nice. This car does come with air suspension. It glides over the roads, and it's just so comfortable. It really is, and it's way more comfortable than the X5M. If you do not spec the M60i with air suspension, in my opinion, you're wasting your time. Just go and buy the X5M instead. And I personally think BMW M SUVs are a little too firm for everyday use. When someone comes and asks me, they say, Max, what BMW SUV can I buy which is fast? And I'll say, well, what are you going to be using it for? Well, I'm going to be using it every day. I said, well, don't buy the M version then, because it makes no sense. Because if you think of it, the X3, 4, 5, 6M are basically an M car on stilts. They've got firm suspension, and the engine and gearbox has been tuned for the track. They basically have. If you compare a flagship SUV from Audi, such as the RSQ8, that does a better job at blending comfort with performance in the form of the RSQ8. So therefore, if you're going to be looking to buy a BMW SUV with comfort first and then you want it to be fast, always buy either the M40 version or the M60 version, because they're the better ones. And in this case, I would buy the M60i over the X5M. I wouldn't even think twice about doing it. But anyway, let me show you this car's engine. Under the bonnet of the X5 M60i sits a 4.4 litre twin turbocharged V8 engine producing 523 horsepower and 750 Newton meters of torque. And the engine code for this is the S68, which is the same one found in the X5M. However, the engine in the X5M has been tuned and developed by BMW M engineers. BMW have not simply put the engine from the X5M into this and detuned it. No, it is different. BMW also say this car will do a 0 to 60 time in a very impressive 4.3 seconds, but we all know that's going to be quicker. So let's see what it really does. So it's time to launch the X5 M60i from 0 to 60. On your screen now are the stats and figures on this car, so pause your screen if you'd like to look into them. Now, I believe this car does have launch control, so what we have to do is put the car in S, put it in Sport Plus. Been a while since I've done this. Is that correct? No, maybe traction off. Is it off? Traction. Yes, there we go. Launch control active. Right, here we go. Oh, that's quick. Wow, that is really quick. 4.02 seconds. I mean, when I reviewed the X5M, from memory, what did I get? Did I get like 3.4 seconds, 3.5? So anyway, it's half a second slower than the X5M, which is impressive, isn't it? The fact that this really does put the X5M on its toes. It's competing against the X5M. Do we go for one more? Because I'd really like to get it in the sub 4 second mark, just to show how fast this car is, because it really is super quick. Let's do one more. Oh, now that's quick. Yes, we've done it. Wow, that is much quicker. 3.74 seconds. Don't buy the X5M, guys. Buy this. This is all you need. That has really surprised me. And there we go, guys. There's proof that BMW love to lie about their figures because they're always quicker. For good reason, they like to lie, of course. Well, that's what this car stacks up against. And let's go back to the review. Now, when you buy a new BMW, specifically this X5, BMW only give you one key. There's no spare. Because you can now have your key on your phone. So if you have a look, that's in the owner's wallet. Top right, it says X5 M60i iDrive, and it says the car is locked. Look at this, I'm going to press unlock now. And the car unlocks. See, the mirror's open. Let's lock it. It's locked. So what we're going to do now, here's the keys. I'm going to put it over here in the old X5 just to show that I can access the car without the physical keys. Goodbye keys. Phone. And we're going to try and start the car too. Actually, I don't think we can start it because there's a fob. You have to have the fob with you, but there's a way to do it apparently. So look, I've just come up to the car. It's told me it's unlocked. And there we go. It's unlocked with the phone. Closes. And it's locked. I quite like that. Andy, you don't like that, do you? No. He's saying no. Why don't you like that, Andy?
I like a key.
He likes a key. A physical key. No, see, I like that. I like this tech. It's good. So I suppose people are going to have split opinions about that. But personally, I'm a fan. You can drive your car without a key. Very good. Now, you can only get the M60i model as part of the M Sport Pro pack, and that comes with the red calipers, the M stitching in the seat belts, and the sports exhaust system, and a few other features too. But the M60i in the UK, starting price, £99,000. And when you include some options and taxes and all that sort of stuff, it's going to cost you at least £115,000 to £120,000, which is a lot of money, don't get me wrong, and that is expensive. But if you were to compare that against the X5M, that's going to cost you at least £151,000. So that's the price difference, minimum of £30,000. But I think the cheaper car here is better because you get air suspension. Moving to the interior of this car, and this has BMW individual interior, and it's got this two-tone leather seats, and it's just beautiful. It really is. You've got kind of the cross stitch, and these are heated seats, cooled seats, and they're also massage. So if we go on here, go on to the seat comfort, go on front passenger seats or whatever, seat massage, you've got pelvic activation, upper body activation, loads of different things, more things than a Range Rover. And compared to that, if you can compare this against a Range Rover or Audi Q8 or something, I think the interior layout, I think it's better. I prefer it. I prefer it's more driver centric. I think it's a nicer place to be. It's just angled towards the driver. So from a driver's perspective, this is the better cabin to sat in, but a Range Rover is nice. If I was to compare this side by side against a Range Rover, my opinion might change, but this is on par. It really is. Heads up display, infotainment screen is digital. This is iDrive 8.5. You get a digital driver's display too, and you can change the, you got sport button there. So let's hear what it sounds like now. Oh, it sounds good, doesn't it? But all the use of materials, all the leather here, it's very nice. It really is. Steering wheel is nice. You get the M tricolor stitching on there with the M Sport badge. Paddles there. This has got adaptive cruise control too. I love the iDrive controller, and the gear selector is kind of crystallized, and so is the start-stop button too. Hill descent control, you've got a split opening glove box, which is very nice. I love a split opening glove box. It just feels a bit plush and premium. Lovely ambient lighting. One thing you also get is heated and cooled cup holders. That's very nice, I will say. You get a panoramic sunroof there, so if we open that, lets lovely natural light in. Ooh, I think I prefer that actually. Goes all the way back, which is good, but only the front bit opens, not the whole thing. But I suppose that's good enough, isn't it? And you get Alcantara headlining. It's a plush place to be, I have to admit. This really does take the fight to Range Rover and even Bentley. Now, I have to say, there is a difference between sitting in the front and sitting in the back. In the front, I'm really thinking, do you know what? I could live with this over a Range Rover, I really could, because it's just as good. Changes when you come into the back because there's less space. My knee room, I mean, I've got this driving seat set up for my driving position, but in the back here, I mean, I'm 5'11". I'm not the tallest of persons, but I'm not the smallest of persons. You know, that's not very good. Knee space, leg room, not the best. Head space, brilliant, really is. You get some lights here, so they're pretty cool. This, you get a USB-C socket, and that holder there is to put like a coat hanger in, so you can hang things off, or an iPad holder as well. You get the blinds here. That's very cool, very, very nice. Very nice, I like it, I like it. Oh, you got heated seats. They're not cooled in the back, where I feel as if a Range Rover are. What's the, that's very nice there. That opens up too, and your cup holders are there. I have to say, I think it's a better experience in the rear in a Range Rover and Bentley. Front is amazing, back lets it down. Moving to the rear of the X5, and I personally think this is the best looking X5 they've ever done. E53 owners might be rattled, but I can say it because I own an E53 X5 coming to the channel very soon. Now, colour. Everyone might be thinking what it is. It's BMW Individual Ruby Red, and it looks fantastic, doesn't it? It really does. Got the M60i badge there. Quad tailpipes with this very unique exhaust trim here. Let's look into the boot. Split opening tailgate, which is what we like. Opens electronically, and so does this one too, or electronically assisted, shall we say. Look into the boot here, 650 litres, so it's big, and as you can see, there's a parcel shelf there. But what we're going to do now, we're going to get rid of that parcel shelf, not manually, just by a click of a button. Look at this, it goes all the way down. So the bottom piece opens. That is fantastic. So say for instance you want to put the middle row seats down, or the back row seats, and you put the parcel shelf down, and essentially it turns into a massive van, and you can fit a load of stuff into that. That's really good. And Roger, I really like your BMW M umbrella. I'm taking that home with me. Now, although BMW classes this as an M performance vehicle, it's not a full fat M car, so that does mean you do lose out on a few features when compared to an X5M, such as BMW's iDrive system, meaning you don't get the active M differential. This still comes with an M Sport differential and it's still xDrive, but does that affect handling? So what we're going to do, we're going to put the car in sport mode, and the digital driver's display changes, and we're in Sport Plus a minute. Let's put it in manual mode. M1, oh, listen to that V8 engine. See what it sounds like. Oh, lovely. And I like the driver's display because it tells you when to change, when to upshift, which is quite nice, I have to admit. And oh, do you know what? This is quick. Why do you need an X5M? And it goes over the bumps better, it's less firm. Okay, it doesn't give you the feedback like the X5M, because there is a difference with the X5M, because that comes with adaptive suspension, so it really can. That defies physics, that car. It really makes you question why you buy the M5, as I said before. But with this, X5s in general have good handling because the engine is mounted really low into the engine bay, so therefore it has a lower center of gravity. But this, okay, it doesn't feel as firm on the road compared to the X5M, because the X5M, you know, the steering feels better and it's more of a driver's car. But this, the sound is nice. You get some burbles from the exhaust there. Don't know if you can pick that up through the camera, but it's what you want. This doesn't have the sharpness from the X5M, but yet it's a way more comfortable place to sit. I'd rather be sat in comfort and compromise the handling a little. And there is a difference in power here compared to the M version of the X5. So 100 horsepower in difference. Now I understand the 625 horsepower from the M version is very nice, but honestly, this 525 horsepower you're getting here is enough. Especially for UK roads, it's fast enough. Lovely gearbox, it's potent, it's torquey, very torquey, brakes are good too. And think of it, what are you going to be buying this car for? Daily use. Do you really need the full 625 horsepower? No, you're going to be commuting in this, and it's torquey enough. Makes a lovely V8 engine noise, doesn't it? This is good enough. Now I think BMW really do it well when they combine performance, comfort and luxury, especially in the form of this X5. And what if we were to compare this against a Range Rover, shall we say, maybe the Range Rover Sport SV? So that's quite hard to compare because the SV is more expensive. it comes with quite a similar engine, probably the same engine actually, because that comes with a 4.4 litre V8 engine from the M5 CS. So the Range Rover is faster, but is it really fair to compare a flagship sport SV against an X5 M60i? No, you compare that against the X5M. So this is kind of in a league of its own because it gives you the power and the performance, but it doesn't compromise on, you know, the way it rides. It's beautiful. And that's the thing, if we put it back into comfort mode and we just take our time, this is where this car excels. I do think a Range Rover is better. It has that wafty feeling as compared to an X5, but the X5 has a more dynamic drive, and that's what I prefer. I prefer a more dynamic drive. But so it depends what you want. If you want a car which gives you better feedback, you buy the X5. If you want a car for outright luxury, you buy the Range Rover. And this is a mild hybrid, remember, so it's got a 48 volt battery system, and that aids the turbo, the starter motor, and gear changes. So when we go through the gears, so I don't know what we're in now, basically since I've been driving this car, I haven't noticed the car change gear, because that's what this system does. It fills the gaps in for when it's mechanically changing gears, so the ride and the power delivery is seamless. It really is. Speaking about the gearbox, it's got a ZF 8-speed torque converter, 8 gears. I couldn't think of a better gearbox for this V8 engine to be paired with. It really is fantastic. It's responsive when you want it to be. You put your foot down. It doesn't really take that long to respond. And it's responsive too. When you put it in manual mode and you start playing through the gears and put it in sport mode, heads-up display changes, and the heads-up display tells you what gear you're in. Second gear to third. It's responsive. It's good enough for what you want it to be. But I'd say this gearbox is better at being a commuter than a performance-based, because obviously you get the same gearbox in the X5M, but it's been tuned up for performance. Where in this, it's better at being a comfortable drive. So what's my thoughts on the M60i model? Well, at the start of the video, I said, don't buy the X5M, buy this. Why? Why did I say that? Well, firstly, let me tell you why you'd buy the X5M over this. I personally think it looks better with the quad exhaust and the body kit. It's faster, it handles better, and I suppose it sounds better too. So why would you buy this over that when it's slower, doesn't look as good and all that sort of stuff? Well, firstly, it's got air suspension, so it's a more comfortable ride. It's still as fast, let's be honest, it is, 525 horsepower. Are you really going to miss that 100 horsepower when you go up to the X5M? Well, maybe, maybe not, but you're going to have to pay £30,000 more to get that 100 horsepower. This blends in with everyday traffic more, and there's less of them. And I think what you're going to be using it for, are you really going to be buying an SUV for a thrilling experience as compared to an M3, M4? No, you're not. So you may as well get the M60i model, which is going to produce you with a better ride, and it's still going to be as fast. That's in my opinion. If you want to buy the X5M model, it's just as good, and it's absolutely mad, and therefore it makes no sense for it to be an SUV. That's my opinion. But I would like to say a massive thanks to Roger for letting me get a review on this car today. Really enjoyed it, so thank you very much. And if you enjoyed it, leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you soon. Thank you guys. Bye bye.